I learned more Black history facts when I lived in Germany than was ever taught to me here in America. I had a neighbor. She had a really nasty disposition, like most Germans. They used to call themselves Low Germans or something. I don't know. It was over a decade ago. And she used to, like, question me about Black history facts. The reason why in Europe they're not allowed to teach lies about real history. So one of the biggest things she would always tell me is that you're what they call the Indians. And I would be like, hey, lady, I'm not an Indian. You see this hair? This is crunchy, crispy. She said, yes, you're the real Indian. She was like, the Asians are not the real Indians. And I was like, what Asians? I said, well, I mean, they were brung over too so that they could build trains. She was like, not those Asians, the Asians pretending to be Indians. And back then, this, again, was over a decade ago. No education, nobody talking about it. I didn't know what she was talking about. And I was like, okay, I'm just thinking she's a typical drunk German. And she said, where are the slave ships? She was just screaming at me, where are the slave ships? And I was like, what? What are you talking about? She said, there are no slave ships, are there? I said, I don't know where they are. They're probably over here somewhere in a museum. She was like, there were never slave ships. She said, maybe there was one. You think that these idiots could commandeer ships and go back and forth from all parts of Africa? Do you know how big Africa is? They couldn't get through Africa. They can't even be out in the sun. And I was like, you know what? Maybe you're some type of history, social studies major teacher or something. I'm not in the mood. I am an American that do not like all the clicks and shit when I hear other people talk. So I don't care. I don't want to hear it. And she was just like, I'm going to keep telling you the truth if you want to hear it or not. And when I tell you, some of the shit kind of blew my mind what she was saying, but she was way beyond her time with trying to tell me the truth of Black America. And my ears was closed. I always tell people I was semi-woke all my life, but I really, really woke up maybe 10 years ago. I was always semi-woke, but like my eyes really open. I'm not going to ever tell the story of what happened to me, but 10 years ago, my eyes opened up and I realized, real eyes, realize.